Hey, welcome back to another deep dive. In this one, we're going to be looking at Wesl3y. Wesl3y. So in the previous video, I was looking at Jeppe Kirkbond, the second most popular eToro trader. And in this deep dive, we're going to be looking at Wesl3y, the third most popular. As I briefly touched upon in the previous video, both Wesl3y and Jeppe, obviously they're popular, but I also believe, and this is gonna sort of diversify the crowd a bit, but I also believe that they're both slightly overrated. Slightly. Calm down. Calm down. That is my beliefs. That's why I'm doing deep dives, to try and prove myself wrong. See how they sort of stand up to the mOth deep dive. So, without further ado, let's get into it. So, Wesl3y with a free black star, the most best, awesomest, highest black elite pro star guy member ever. Wesl3y Warren Nolte, United Kingdom. What does this shape look like? I'm mature. Shut up. Full-time eToro investor. Total return for the past 5 years, more than 650%. Okay, very good. Average return per year for the last 5 years, 40%. Okay, so Jeppe was 34% average. Wesl3y is 40%, according to what they're saying. Copy of profit for the past 5 years, over $5 million. 2021 goals, beat S&P by 20%, 5 million profit for copies. Background, 2015, I sold my consultant business to Accenture for an 8-figure sum. Whoa. You kidding me? That's incredible. My portfolio outside of eToro includes several London properties and a handful of successful startups. Wow, Wesl3y is, I don't know what the word is I'm looking for, but damn, Wesl3y. Worked as a technology consultant for a number of hot startups, as well as some of the largest companies on earth. Wow. Wow. I use my industry insight as an edge in outperforming the market. Wow, brilliant. Always copy open trades. 5 years ago was the best time to copy me. The second best time is now. 149,000 followers, 20,000 copiers. So we're going to look into Wesl3y's social/informative. Here it is on the screen here. Feel free to pause it. This is how I'll be doing it. So 10 social posts per month, he gets a 10 out of 10. 5 social posts per month, a 5 out of 10. And 1 social post per month, 1 out of 10. Everything in multiples of 1. So let's have a look. 1 day ago. 2 days ago. So 1, 2, 3. Wow. Okay. So Wesl3y, on the complete polar opposite of Jeppe. Jeppe had like a 2 or a 1, a 2, I think. And Wesl3y is knocking it out of the park with a 10 out of 10 for social informative. He's staying on top of it, letting everyone know what's going on. Absolutely fantastic. 10 out of 10. Next, we're going to look at the statistics, the thing that everyone loves to see. Okay, so you have a look on my screen here. This will be how I'll be judging the statistics. 100% annual gain for the last 12 months. You'll get a 10 out of 10. Going down in multiples of 15 until you get to a 5 out of 10, which would be a 25% gain. Okay, so between 5 and 10 is multiples of 15. So let's have a look. 2013, 7%. 2016, 148. And then 66, minus 32, 45, 55, and 9% for the year. Okay, so kind of similar to Yepe. I mean, I could be wrong, but I don't remember Yepe having one that was like over 148. That loss is a bit bigger than Yepe's loss in 2018. Yeah, swings and roundabouts, but it's, yeah, maybe slightly better than Yepe's sort of total performance in regards to stats. I don't know. So anyway, let's look at last year. And yes, I have been aware, I've been told recently that 2020, the NASDAQ performance was 50% rather than the average of 10% for 2020. So it was a very abnormal year. And I've actually been sort of basing quite a lot of my best traders on 2020, assuming that it was more or less a normal year in regards to the gains. I know it was a bad year for sort of drops, like crashes and stuff, which is what I was looking out for. I was looking out for people, how they handle themselves during the crashes and mini crashes. But I didn't know that NASDAQ was also ridiculously high as well as low. I mean, it kind of goes hand in hand, I guess. But anyway, we're here now. So 55. Okay, so 7 out of 10 for statistics. The bang on a 7. Let's have a look at the rest. So 20,000 copiers. Oh, a nice mountain incline here. 5 million under management. Minus 7% daily drawdown. Minus 12% weekly and minus 18% yearly. 600 total trades. Okay, so a lot more than Yepe. This is the kind of number that I like to see. 68% profitable. 74% stocks, 12% indices, 6% crypto, 5% ETFs, and 0.66% commodities. So it's got a little bit more range than Yepe. I hate to compare them. I know that's exactly what I'm doing. But in my mind, I sort of see them as, I know it's bad, but I kind of see them as the same sort of person, like the same sort of thing. They do similar stats and stuff. So this video will help me as well as maybe some other people sort of, I don't know what I'm saying. So 11 trades per week, 3.5 months holding time, active since 2015, 66% profitable weeks. Portfolio. All right, next we're going to look at portfolio quantity here on the screen. Gets a 10 out of 10 if you've got 50 assets, and in multiples of 5, all the way down to 5 out of 10, and then all the way down to 5 assets for a 1 out of 10. Wesl3y has 68. So, portfolio quantity, he gets a 10 out of 10. Next, let's look at risk management. So again, on the screen here, this is how I'll be doing it. Biggest asset allocation is a 3%. And going down in multiples of 3 all the way to a 1 out of 10, where the biggest asset allocation is 30%. So let's have a look what his biggest is. 3%. Right on the dot. That is fantastic. Wesl3y so far is surprising me, I have to say. Let's see if he'll keep this up for the rest of the deep dive. So risk management, 10 out of 10. Now, we're going to look at drawdown. So again on the screen here, so minus 5% annual drawdown gets a 10 out of 10. And then down in multiples of 5, which is the starting point I'll be using, or rather the lowest point, the start point, minus 30% annual drawdown. So let's remind ourselves, so it's minus 18%. Yeah, so 7 out of 10 for drawdown. Next, we'll be looking at affordability. Again, I'm recording this when eToro has the $500 minimum copy. So let's look here on my screen. We've got affordability, $500 minimum. 10 out of 10 if they can be copied with the $500. and going in multiples of $100 up until halfway, 5 out of 10, $1,000, and all the way down to a 1 out of 10 for 1,500. So let's have a look. So without sort of diving into the parent trades, I can see that the lowest is 0.5. I'm just going to have a quick look, see if there's anything else I can see that's below 0.5. I think he's been doing his homework. I think he may have adjusted his portfolio as soon as he could to make sure that nothing is below 0.4. But obviously in his case, below 0.5. So one more. Yeah. I mean, I've had a reasonably good look. Let's just do... Yeah, I don't think anything is... Let's have a look on his profile again. Did he say an amount? Okay, he hasn't actually said an amount. Let's have a look here. Okay, so he's actually got a good post here, which I think is his pin post. It does seem that he's sort of reworked his portfolio for this. So his lowest is 0.5. Let's do the maths real quick. 200 divided by 0.5. So you can copy with 400, but obviously you can't. So you can copy with 500, which means the affordability is also a 10 out of 10. Synchronization. Okay, this is where it gets a little interesting. So look on the screen here. So he'll get a 10 out of 10 if he has 100 trades closed in the last 3 months, going all the way down to a 5 out of 10 if he has 50 trades closed in the last 3 months, then going all the way down to a 1 out of 10 if he has 10 trades closed in the last 3 months. Okay, so some multiples of 10. But if he has between a 6 and a 10 out of 10, as you can see here, above the 6 and the 10 on my picture, then we move to synchronization part 2. Okay, so let's have a look at how he's done for the last 3 months. 294 trades. So that means he gets a 10 out of 10 for this part. Now we go on to the next part, which will be this. So his highest value divided by invested, then subtract 1, and then subtract whatever number that is from Sync Part 1 score. Okay, so in this case, his highest value is literally 0.1% higher. So let's just see what the highest percentage one is instead. So 1.9 divided by 1.62. Yeah, I mean, whatever the answer is, it'll be a 1. So then we take away 1 from 1 and we have 0. So surprisingly, he gets a 10 out of 10 for synchronization. Wow, okay. Okay, before we look at the final figures in detail, let's look at the chart. So we go online, we go on compare QQQ, compare SPY, and go. So we'll start from here. Okay, so sort of in between both NASDAQ and SPY, all the way until December. And then he starts outperforming both of them. Yeah, that's a good position to be in. I mean, yeah, I mean, to be 100% fair, like pretty much most of the deep dives that I've done, generally they're above both. But I mean, yeah, I'm happy with that. It looks quite good. You definitely outperform in SPY, and you're very close, only a little bit under NASDAQ, and then at the end you went over it. So yeah, good. Let's take a look at our final stats then. So I'm actually very, very surprised. I honestly thought that Wesl3y was going to be lots of 2s and 3s and 4s. Or, you know, more in the lines of what Yepei's one was. He's got 5 10 out of 10s. And then 2 7s. I am really shocked. I think I need to look at Wesl3y a bit more. I need to actually dedicate some time and look into Wesl3y's, you know, posts and just do an even deeper deep dive, if you like, in my own time. Because for the longest time, for years, like 1 or 2 years since I started, since I knew what eToro was, I've always like J Nemesis, yes, our Lord and Savior J Nemesis of the financial world. And then Wesl3y and Yepei always pop up, and they're like, but they're not. No. I mean, that's just the mindset I was in. So I'm glad I did this. Wesl3y is definitely, I don't know what to say. Yeah, that's just absolutely speechless. Actually speechless. And the things that he's done. Did you read his bio? I'm actually a little bit blown away. I can't actually believe that I've been this wrong for this amount of time. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next video. Take it easy. Cheers.